Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Happy holidays, happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. As you can see here, we're in a nice festive setting. Have a fire going, have a little tree set up, have some firewood, the whole bit. What we're going to do today is something a little different from what I did last year around this time. This year I'm going to celebrate Festivus. And as you know, Festivus is a alternative to Christmas. And the first tradition of Festivus, there's many, there's maybe 9 or 10 traditions. I'm only going to do the first one. And the first one in my case is going to relate to vinyl. And the first tradition of Festivus is to air your grievances for the last year. So whatever happened in the last year or even the year before, you can air your grievances during the first tradition of Festivus. So here we go. And this is about vinyl. Now I took some notes. I think I have 9 or 10 of my grievances. I'm getting tired of the physicality of vinyl. I'm getting tired of cleaning it. I'm getting tired of maintaining it. I'm getting tired of maybe handling it wrong and scratching it. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I'm tired of the lack of space. It takes up too much space. Vinyl takes up way too much space. CDs are great, put them in a drawer, put them in a shelf, put them in a bookcase. Vinyl, if you're in an apartment, you're going to outgrow your room really fast. Vinyl collecting, it takes up a lot of space. Now, of course, the higher cost. Vinyl is 4 times, 5 times the cost of CDs, and there's no maintenance on CDs. CDs sound great for the most part. Vinyl records in the last 4 years have gone up about 30%. You could have gotten a single record 4 years ago for maybe $19. Now that same record's $32. A double record could be $38 to $50. And these aren't the audiophile records. These are standard records. I'm also fed up with the lack of selections in Target and Walmart. The selections suck. I stop at Target with my wife. If I'm in the area, I'll stop in, I'll peek and see if there's anything I want. And it's basically the same things. Now there's a whole display of Christmas records, and it's all the same old Christmas records. Nat King Cole, Bing Crosby, Elvis. The selection sucks. Walmart's the same as Target. The selection is terrible at Walmart and Target. There's never anything I want. I think I found 2 records I wanted. One, I got lucky at Target. I found the blue Meet the Beatles about a month ago. But it just sucks, and that's one of my grievances, okay? You know, it's just terrible. If you want to get into vinyl, you know, get ready for a lot of headaches. That's all I'm going to say. There's more. I have more. Goldmine Standard. Let's talk about that. That sucks. Goldmine Standard. Now, if you don't know what the Goldmine Standard is, you shouldn't be watching this channel. This is a vinyl community channel. The Goldmine Standard is a standard of grading records. It probably goes back to the 50s. And people swear by it. But I don't swear by it because it sucks. I'll give you an example. G, which means good. That translates to a terrible record. Scratches, noise, gouges, the jacket's ripped up, the jacket has writing on it, but that says G and good. It's not good, it's terrible. VG, very good. You would think, well, it's a little bit better than good. Yeah, it's a little bit better than good, but it's almost as terrible. Okay, that's VG. Now, VG Plus is so much better than VG that it shouldn't even have its own category. That's kind of a crazy thing. That's one of my grievances. Why is VG Plus so much better than VG? People buy VG without knowing what the standard means. They think they're getting a very good record. No, you're getting a very good, terrible record. VG Plus, you may be getting a pretty good record, but you're getting a lot better than VG. Now, near mint don't even ask, because near mint's all over the board. By looking at a record doesn't determine if it's near mint. You have to play the record. Goldmine Standard is based on a visual. You have to really play that record because the near mint record that looks like a near-mint record doesn't sound like a near-mint record, and everyone out there knows. Now, mints is something I never use. Even a sealed record, when you open it up, you're going to get a surprise because it may not be mint. It could be scratched, it could be dirty, it could be warped, it could be pitted. So the gold mine standard, I have a major grievance with that. Okay, and I talked about Target, I talked about Walmart. The selections suck. Now let's talk about shipping. Shipping for records suck. The other day I get a box set from Amazon, and it's in this huge box. The box is 12 by 12, it's 5 records. It's just put into the box loose, and it's flapping around another box. No wrapping, no nothing. That sucks. Shipping is terrible. Now let's talk about the major distributors like Rhino and Analyte Productions and MoFi. They advertise records they don't have. You put a pre-order in, you're lucky if you get that record in a year or 6 months. They don't tell you when it's available. They'll say coming soon. I'm still waiting for MoFi. I'm still waiting for Bitches Brew, Miles Davis's One Step. I've been waiting for that for about 2 years. So their whole scheduling of new audiophile records, that sucks. And I'm not even going to talk about the price, because the prices suck. $125, $150 for a box set record with 2 records because they're 45 RPM. That's a grievance. I have a grievance against that. Okay? Now, the packaging sucks. Now, if you go into a record store, they don't have anything. I go into a record shop because I want to support my local record shop, and there's usually used records, new arrivals, overpriced. Boston first album, $25. Revolver, Beatles on Apple, not even a first press, $25. I'm not even talking about the records on the wall. The hollowed wall where you see the records you better not touch. Up there is a Bo Diddley. Up there's a Buddy Holly on Coral. Up there may be a first press of a Beatle record or a Stones record in mono from Decca. That sucks. Those prices are outrageous. They want $100 for prices on the wall. You can't even touch those. You have to call a person over to climb up on a ladder and bring those down. And you better not touch because the record's not in there. The record's behind the counter. That's a grievance. Okay? Now, what else do I have? I have a bunch of other grievances here. Damage in transit. Damage in shipping. I didn't even go into that. Besides the knocking around, split seams, bent corners, shrink wrap loose. I had a record the other day. It was in such a cheap mailer. It was from, a private shipping from Amazon, someone who sells through Amazon. They use the cheapest box. I've seen some people use a pizza box. This was a regular mailer, but it was the cheapest paper, cardboard, no reinforcement. The 2 sides were crushed completely. That's terrible. That's one of my grievances. Now, I said lack of portability. You can't take records with you for the most part. Where are you going to play them? You're going to put them on someone else's turntable? And borrowing records. People want to borrow my records. I'm not going to let my records out to people. You'll never get them back. You get them back, and I don't even know what type of needle they have, what type of stylus they have. That's another one of my grievances. Now I could go on and on. Care and maintenance. You have to clean the new record because the new record is dirty, even though it's a new record. You have to clean it. Then you have to get a better inside inner sleeve because the inner sleeves that come with the new record are usually paper, like sandpaper. You take them out, you're scuffing your record. That's where the paper scuffs come from. So you have to buy another inner from a MoFi or a rice paper. Then you have to clean the record. Then you have to get the fluid. Then you have to use the anti-static gun because records collect static. Records, vinyl, these are my grievances. It's not worth it anymore. It's not worth it. Thank God for Festivus. At least I could talk about it on my channel and maybe people out there understand. Now, if you haven't never seen a Festivus episode, you go to YouTube, call in or type in or use your mic, Festivus SEINFELD episodes, and you'll get the whole history. I'm just doing the first tradition of Festivus, and that's to air your grievances. You air your grievances from the last year or the year before, or things that are bugging you from last week. So that's part of it. But to reiterate, vinyl in general, too expensive, high maintenance, need special equipment. Talk about the equipment. The equipment's not cheap either. You got to maintain your stylus, you got to maintain your turntable, you got to maintain your amp, you got to maintain your tubes. The electric coming in from the house isn't sufficient. You have to get an electric conditioner. That's going to cost you more money. It goes on and on and on. Let's face it, CDs, streaming, high res, very convenient, sounds good. Maybe not as good as vinyl if with a good setup, but to get that rig set up, you have to know what you're doing. You have to have a protractor. You have to have a special weight, a special scale. You have to have a special aerial view and microscope to basically get your record to track properly, get your stylus to be tracking properly, check the weight on the stylus. Does the stylus compare to my arm? Is it compatible rather to my arm? Is the cartridge compatible to my table? Are the wires compatible? Are the speaker wires compatible? Are they in phase? On and on and on and on. Are the speakers broken in? Speakers have to break in. There's so much. Of course, that could happen with your digital system, but for the most part, the headaches aren't there. The headaches are with vinyl and vinyl rigs. And that's basically my grievances in the first tradition of Festivus. I hope you like this. Please subscribe. This is Tony. Tony's Up, Peas Are Us. I'm wishing everyone a very happy Festivus. And if you don't know about Festivus, just go to YouTube or your Seinfeld box set, or just go to Seinfeld. It's a great tradition. There's Festivus parties. There's Festivus. People take off from work to celebrate Festivus. Goes on and on and on. I'm just doing the first tradition, and that's to air your grievances. So let me know what your grievances are about vinyl or anything in general. I'm here to read them. I will respond. I hope you like this segment. It's all in fun. I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a very safe and Happy New Year. But we will be back before New Year anyway. So just in case you don't tune in, I want to thank everybody again. And please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. So that's it. Here are my notes. I probably hit everything. Let me just make sure. Prices, split seams, damage in transit, all grievances. Vinyl, very disappointing. Very disappointing. Take care. See you guys later. Ciao.